Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live today. We're here at Serene Labs with our very special surprise guest, Mr. Guy Shirazi. Guy is the VP of Product Management here at Serene Labs. Hi, Guy.
Hi, everyone.
Guy is going to answer your questions about the tech specs we released for the Fini yesterday. So if you have your questions focusing on product, more specifically about the tech specs, please send them in and we will try to get to those so Guy can answer your questions. Again, we're focusing on product and tech specs. So Guy, you've been with Serene Labs for 4 years, right?
Actually, more than 4 years, from the very beginning of the company. And we reached to a very, very interesting point in the product development that we closed the hardware specification of the phone, and we just, it was leaked and we decided to release it. And I'm here to answer all your questions. To make a phone is very, very challenging. There is tons of trade-offs between different components. It's in the end of the day, we have a very limited volume, XYZ, that we need to put together the entire components. And there is also a limited power consumption, although in our case, the battery is pretty impressive. And we need to know what are the trade-offs, okay? Because you cannot have it all. We want to give you the best, and the best that we believe that fits your special needs.
I'm glad you said all of that. One of the things that comes up a lot in our very popular Telegram group. So everyone on Facebook, if you haven't joined us on Telegram, be sure to do so. But one of the things that comes up a lot is people ask us very specific questions. So it's good that we have you here so we can remind the community we're still developing the Fini. And while we're excited that people have questions, and a lot of them are very specific about features, applications, etc., we're not able to answer everything yet because you all are busy at work. Yeah. So we see that a few people have joined us. Thank you for joining. Please send in your questions. We'll get to them. We do have some questions that we fielded from Telegram and Facebook previously. So we'll jump right in while everyone else begins to join and ask their questions again. So the first one, you mentioned something about the battery. Let's talk about that. It has a quick charge feature, essentially, that people are perceiving from the tech specs released yesterday, and that there's 30 minutes to get to 50%, but it takes 2 hours to get to 100%. How does that work, and why does it take that long?
Well, let me tell you a secret. In my background, I'm a chemist and material engineer, and chemistry and electrons are very tricky. When the battery is empty, it's very easy to get additional electron. But more you put electrons, you reach to 50% or to 80%, is more difficult to charge. So typically, this is how batteries behave. The first 50% is typically faster, and then it will get slower and slower. So anyway, we're going to put the technology that will fast our battery. It's a very nice battery. It's 3,300 milliamps battery, which will help us to pass the entire day. And so this is the reason. The main reason is chemistry for charging the first 50% much faster than the next 50%.
Great. It's good information that you shared with us. Again, everyone, thank you for joining us. Keep your questions coming in to us, please, via Facebook so we can see you live. Our special guest today is our VP Product Management, Mr. Guy Shirazi, a Serene Labs veteran with a wonderful and very varied educated background and lots of experience. We talked about the battery and the quick charge a bit. Let's get into some other features about the product. It's water resistant, right?
It is water resistant, however, but more important, and you will see it soon, we're going to have some moving parts on the phone, and this is a secret that will come out when we release the cold wallet. And we put a lot of emphasis on the sand resistant. Okay, so when we talk about IP has 2 letters. The first one is when we talk about IP52, for example, the first one is resistant for sand, which is very resistant. And the 2 is resistant to water. We also resist to water. We mainly resist to splashes, rain. Think about wine going on your phone. It will be fully resistant. However, dipping in the water in the ocean for half an hour, probably it will not meet.
Okay, so the average user going out to dinner, you have kids, everyday life, your phone's pretty much protected.
Definitely.
Okay, let's talk about Android and the Siren OS.
Oh, this is a tricky one.
That's a tricky one and some confusion with people, and you are the man to clear it up for everyone.
Well, I will try to do my best. Let's see. First of all, Siren OS is based on Android, okay? It's based on Android platform. So the idea when we take the Android, which is an open source platform, and we're going to have our additional layer. You know, the Android is built of HAL layers and services layer, and there are a few layers. And each of the layers, we're going to put our libraries that will allow you to use the cryptocurrency in easy manner, you know, with the peer-to-peer resource sharing and the payments and all the other good stuff that we promise in the white paper. It's going pretty well. We are putting a lot of emphasis on the development. The features will come on the Finiphone when it's released. We target releasing around end of October, beginning of November. This is our target. And of course, you know, a phone always has a software update over the air, and we're going to have a monthly software updates that we will keep updating.
Great, okay. Now, speaking of a great name like Android, so we're also talking about Snapdragon. What is this?
Well, Snapdragon is a commercial name by Qualcomm. Qualcomm is the number one company for chipset, is the world leader in the chipset. The Snapdragon is the brand name for the chipset for mobile, and we're going to use a Snapdragon 845, which is the latest and greatest. It's very powerful with 8 cores, amazing chipset, and we will be one of the first mobile phone. Actually, there are more coming, but we will be one of the first 10s that will come out there in the market with the 845, which is great chipset.
Perfect. Let's talk about the USB type and the headphones. A lot of people have been wondering if there'll be an audio port for headphones. How's that going to work?
Well, we look at where the market goes today. You know, most of the phones today in the market, you look at the Pixel 2, you look at even the iPhone, you know, most of the people doesn't necessarily use the earplugs, they're using the Bluetooth. However, a new standard in the industry is to use the USB Type-C. That's what we're going to have. And the USB Type-C will support the earpiece connector.
Great. And also, what about memory, an SD slot?
Well, you know, to have an SD slot it takes some space on the phone, and we decided that it's worth doing it. You know, we do realize that people need more and more and more storage. You know, we take so many photos in our everyday life, and we want it to be available. So, you know, in the trade-off of volumes vs other stuff on the phone, I decided that I want it, and it's an important feature. And we're going to have a slot for SD card. It can go all the way. Today, there are available SD cards out there in the market up to 2 terabytes. It's unbelievable what's going on in the semiconductor industry. You know, it just allows you to have a huge amount of memory in a phone.
That's great. Let's also talk about another great feature, the wallet and its functionality. So one of the questions we received also on Telegram yesterday was about why having secure hardware elements is even important in its functionality.
Well, guys, don't forget it. Why we are here? Okay, we have a vision. The entire community and Siren has a common vision. We want to have the phone, the first blockchain phone. The most important feature in the phone is the hardware wallet that we will come that will fulfill our vision to bridge between the blockchain and the mass market. We want to make it available for everyone, and we must have a wallet. However, just to have a wallet, a software wallet, the JAX doesn't help you guys. It must be very secure, and securing the private keys and securing the signing of the transaction is critical part in our phone. So we're going to have highly secured cold wallet storage. I'm not going to tell you the entire secrets. We're going to come with a very cool cold wallet cold wallets that.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
We're having a moment, everyone. We're unable to see some of your questions that are coming in. So we are going to continue our discussion. We have some other questions that you've asked previously and try to be able to deal with the technical issue to get to your questions. Sorry for that interruption. Hope I didn't throw you off, Guy.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so speaking about the wallet, so can you just explain to people again so they really understand, and there are lots of people who have recently read articles and seen videos about Serene Labs on YouTube, seen great interviews that we've been doing, they've heard about the buzz, and haven't been with us from the start, so they don't understand about how the cold storage wallet is going to work. What happens if someone has a Finny phone and they lose it?
Well, first of all, we need to understand something which is a little bit tricky about wallet. We all think about a wallet like in a real life wallet where we put the money in a wallet. In the crypto life, a wallet doesn't save your money. Okay, just it saves your private keys. Remember that. Okay, the money is saved in the blockchain. Okay, so the main purpose of the wallet is to keep very safe your private keys. Okay, and think about an environment of a phone which is running Android and applications and WhatsApp and PDFs and Word files, and you need to protect highly, very, very, very highly protect. And this is why we are here. Our DNA of the company is around security and privacy, and we put a lot of effort on securing your very important private keys. Okay, and this is why we need a cold hardware wallet. And why is this cold? It's cold because most of the time, 99.9% of the time, the wallet is cold, is not connected to any electricity, is not connected to the net, is completely sealed. Only when you need to sign a transaction, okay, you just put the password and then it will be signed and sent to the blockchain. Okay, so this is why it's been called cold wallet. Only in signing the transaction we make it hot. Okay, we power it up and then we do the transaction in a very short period, in very nice UX and UI, nice user experience that we put a lot of emphasis. Back to your question, if it gets lost, we support the FIPS 32 standard. It means that you're going to have, like any other wallet, you're going to have to write the 12 or 24 words, write it somewhere, keep it, and if your phone gets lost or stolen or whatever, you can always restore it.
That's
and
great.
have your money back.
It's great to know. So with that, is the wallet tamper resistant then?
It is very much tamper resistant. So again, guys, we put a lot of effort in order to make it resistant. For example, if the phone going to be stolen and someone will try to take out the wallet out of the inside of the phone, it will be kind of destroy itself.
Great. And thanks for really explaining again what cold storage wallet means and how that is going to work with the Finny phone. Again, we're having a bit of a technical issue with Facebook today. We're unable to see all of your questions and comments. We are able to see a few are coming in, but they're not in English. So I'm so sorry. If you could please send in your questions in English, we greatly appreciate that so we can answer for you. I'm looking, let's see. Is there a second level of security like Trezor?
There is a few layers of security, more than 2. We put a lot of layers of security. This is our bread and butter. If you know our previous phone that we went out to the market, which is the most secured smartphone in the world today, which is called Solarin. I'm not sure that you are familiar with it, but this is the phone. And we put not one layer, multi layers of security in order to guide the. I think we have more challenge than the other hardware wallet because we are in a phone. Okay, and we must make it very secure.
Kareem has asked about the operating system of the phone. Maybe he joined us a bit late, but for everyone else who's joining us now, can you just go over what you explained before, just a sentence or two about Sierra OS and Android, how that's all working for
Well,
people
let's
just
see.
joined us.
We do understand that the phone need to be certified by Google, and it will be fully certified by Android. However, we're going to add the portion in our software to support our vision that you can trade cryptocurrencies, you can do a peer-to-peer resource sharing. For example, imagine that you go out there in flying to London and you don't have any data plan, and there is another peer of Fini phone that can share with you the data plan, and you can pay him with SRN, our token, and multi-layers of functions. If you know the Android structure, it's go all the way from the HAL level to the application level and so on. So we're going to add all our software levels in order to support it.
Great. Okay. And while we are waiting for some other questions to be able to come in that we're able to see, we apologize everyone for not being able to get to some of your questions. Again, if you have questions in English, please send those along because we aren't able to answer you in other languages at this point. Just looking at, so we do have questions that come in asking about things like about the camera, other very specific features about the Fini phone, but let's please remind everyone all of the work that's going on behind the scenes, that it's in development, and we can't tell you everything just yet.
Exactly, but I must tell you guys that to make a phone is a really, really challenging on one hand, but an amazing task. There is a ton of engineers working here in Taiwan and in Sweden, working on the features of the phone, and you know, it's amazing experience. Highly recommended.
Wonderful. Guy, thank you so much for
With a pleasure, it was a pleasure. You know, we're looking forward to update you very soon about the wallet and about the design. So stay tuned, guys. Take care.
Everyone, thank you. Stay tuned for more updates coming to you via all of our social media channels here on Facebook, Twitter, of course, our very active Telegram channel. Get answers in real time 24/7 from our great admins. We're going to get back to work and let Guy and the wonderful product team continue working on the development of Fini. Please send us your questions and we'll try to get to them on Facebook and in a future Facebook Live. Thank you, Guy, for being our very
Thank you. With a
special guest
pleasure.
today.
Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you.